Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and welcome to Hypixel SkyBlock. And today, get that to my face, I'm back for 17 more tips for Hypixel SkyBlock progression. So before we get into this video, if you haven't seen it already, the ThirtyVirus Badline Cloak. This is ThirtyVirus Hacked. It's the newest one. It is quite pog. You should get it. Link in the pinned comment and description. And if you use code 30virus, you get 10% off. Anyways, let's go. So as you might know, the Dwarven Mines V2, aka the Crystal Hollows, has recently been released. And with that came a special new pickaxe that was a reward for participating in the alpha. Now, I personally only logged in for a few minutes just so I could get it because I heard there was a reward. But here it is, the the Pioneer Pickaxe. It really doesn't have anything special until you look down here. It just says the very first pickaxe model invented by the famous Thomas Pixon. But what makes it special is down here. Mine is very special because I recommed it, but it's the only special pickaxe in the game. Now, if you consider the idea of, better reforges giving better stats, that is the case with Refined. Now, we all know from, if you've been watching my other tips videos, that Refined on a stonk is the best way to collect minions for mining XP. If these were snow minions with diamond spreading, I would hold the stonk out, open the menu, collect all, whatever. But now the Pioneer Pickaxe with Refined on it and recommed is better by a lot. You get plus 9% mining XP from this. So yeah, that's the first suggestion. You can use this as a better stonk, basically. Now, obviously it doesn't have the breaking speed of a gold pickaxe, so for cheesing dungeon secrets and stuff, you could still use it. But for collecting minions and commissions with the Royal Pigeon specifically, like if you were to do this, like if you were to swap to it. Anyways, that's the first suggestion. The next one is something I learned the hard way. I would suggest if you were to try and get a level 100 legendary dolphin, don't get it yourself. Don't level it yourself. Just buy, well, you can level it yourself, but make sure you purchase it as a legendary. Don't bother putting XP into a dolphin pet that's not legendary, because I learned this the hard way. If you were to go into the AH right now and look up dolphin, as you can see, the cheapest one on the auction house right now is 14.5 million coins, which is actually quite good when you consider the fact that upgrading an epic to a legendary costs like 30 million coins. So yeah, I don't know why the admins decided to screw everyone over with the dolphin pet, but if you want a level 100 legendary, just buy a legendary and then use it until you drop another legendary and then sell it. Don't bother even putting time into leveling any dolphin pet unless it's common. Common, it doesn't take a lot of XP to get to level 100, so you can still use it for a buff. But if you want to get to the point where you have legendary, just buy it. Especially don't level up an epic and then level it at cat, or tier boosted, or whatever you want to call it. Upgrade it. It's not worth it. A recent update actually made one thing pretty convenient. It only saves you about a minute at a time, but if you go to the weaponsmith, there's a button down here to fill your quiver, so you don't have to fill your inventory with arrows and then click in here, then click in here, and then shift and click and whatever. You just boop. So there you go. It's a very small suggestion, but it'll save you a few minutes if you remember it's there. So the Hound Pet's actually pretty great for the Crystal Hollows because of that ability. If you didn't know, people use it in dungeons to double their frags from dragons, and it works on, from Lost Adventures. It also works on sludges in the Crystal Hollows, so you can get double drops. As you can see, I got 2 sludge from 1 kill. Okay, I can't find one at the moment, so I'm gonna just use footage from a previous stream. You can actually use the black cat pet to give yourself extra speed in an area that typically you don't get extra speed, and that's in the jungle temple in the Crystal Hollows. So the black cat, it overwrites that limit on speed, so you can get 200% speed for the parkour, and you can use a wither cloak sword to prevent taking damage from arrows, which is great because it basically just allows you to speed run the parkour, which is pretty nice. This one should be fairly obvious, but if you go on the auction house and search up jungle jungle key, they're going to be very, very inexpensive. 50,000 coins versus having to go and buy one from... There's a merchant out here somewhere in the jungle. Considering how difficult it is to navigate, it's making this guide very difficult to make. But there's an NPC out here with a shop where you can buy a jungle key for 500 sludge, which makes no sense because 50,000 coins is way less than the like probably 700k that it would cost from the NPC. And there is a boss mob that drops the key, and that's the reason why it's so inexpensive. The key guardian. Don't even bother searching them out. Just let the people farm them, because there are people farming them for money. Just get the keys from the just buy the keys from the auction house. It'll save you a lot of time. Don't bother seeking out the key guardian unless it's your money making method or whatever. So there's another pickaxe that's new with the Crystal Hollows update, and that is the Piconimbus. So the Piconimbus is a reward for doing the quest with all the big gemstone hunter quests, whatever. They only cost about 500,000 coins right now. So incredibly inexpensive. Now, I would highly recommend that you take this and use it specifically for crystals. Because it has a limit. The reason why it's so inexpensive is because it breaks after about 5,000 uses. Mine has 3,800 uses left on it. But the thing is, it has enough breaking power to break every crystal in the game except for, I'm pretty sure, Topaz and Jasper. But anyways, it is a great pickaxe to have when paired with something like another pickaxe that's infinite, like a refined titanium one or even a drill. It's good to have this, but for the crystals, I mean, you get so much more mining speed with this and breaking power for literally 500,000 coins. So it's a great value. This pickaxe is being slept on right now. People are skipping straight to drills, but it costs like 15 million. Whereas with this, you only spend 500k. And if you only use it on crystals, it'll last you quite a while. You can make probably 30-40 million coins worth of grinding crystals just using one of these. And then you can afford your drill. And then, of course, once you finally want to upgrade so that you don't have to, you know, if you want to break Topaz, then you can upgrade to a drill. And if you want my advice for which drill to use, I would recommend purchasing the Gemstone Drill LT522 or crafting it, I guess, but probably more convenient just to buy it. And as you can see, plus 800 mining speed and 80 mining fortune on gemstones with the capacity for upgrades. So yeah, it's a good thing to have specifically for crystals. I would highly recommend you still use like a main pickaxe or drill for everything else. That being said, if you're still too cheap to purchase a drill and you're just using Piconimbus, that means you're not going to be able to break Topaz. So the only way to get Topaz at that point would be to kill Yogs, which, again, because the navigation is terrible in this area, it's so difficult to showcase everything. But Yogs are basically like magma cubes that spawn in the underground portions. Just dig down far enough and then dig around until you find areas that look like this. Kill the Yogs and they will drop a slight amount of Topaz, so you could complete Topaz crystal collection quests without actually having a drill that can break Topaz. So there's a new stat in the Crystal Hollows that makes it really overpowered to mine crystals, and that stat is called Pristine. If we head over into my inventory here, you'll notice that I have 3/4 storm armor and Necron boots. Now, why would I do this? Well, if you look, right, I have Pristine on this. You get Pristine by going to Geo into the gemstone grinder, put your armor in there, and then you can place a topaz crystal on it, and then boom, you get Pristine. One of the best stats in the game. It basically multiplies the amount of crystals you get when you're mining by like 30 or 40 times. It's stupid. You want a set with high Pristine on it. Now, there is always superior armor, which is in the 20 mil range. Quite expensive. Now, if you already have a set of Necron or Storm or Maxor or Gold or whatever, you can put the crystal, or you can put Pristine on that and use that as your mining armor. Now, the problem with that is that you get the Witherborn if you use a full set bonus of, for example, full Storm or full Necron. So to get around that, if you have both sets, you could just swap out the boots so there is no full set bonus, because like little Speeve will just, I don't know where the Witherborn is. Strange. But anyways, there's supposed to be a Witherborn there, but if you want to avoid it, you can obviously not have a full set bonus anymore. You can hear the death noise. It might be a bad line client thing to hide Speed, actually. But anyway, he will block your pickaxe swings, which is really annoying. So you could either, you know, do what I just did by swapping out the sets, or you can actually middle click on the armor piece, and that disables the full set bonus, which is really weird. So I guess that leads into the next suggestion. Same goes for if you were to use full Final Destination armor. This is more of a Enderman Slayer thing. I have a Warden helm with this, but let's say you were using full Final Destination for whatever reason. Wouldn't recommend, consumes way too much soul flow. But if you were doing that, you could middle click an armor piece and it'll actually disable the full set bonus. I don't know why that works, but it does. Might be a bug. It's weird. I don't know why that happens. So the thing about the Crystal Hollows is it's extremely difficult to navigate, and finding the middle can be really tough sometimes. So here's what I tend to do. I press F3 and then I dig straight down. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, you're about to see. Let's actually put on a set that insta-mines. So a strat for getting to the middle of the Crystal Hollows would be to dig straight down until you hit the bedrock layer at the bottom. And then once you make it to the bottom, you want to head to 512, 512. So I'm going in the Z axis towards 512 right now. Now I'm on 512 on that axis. Now I want to go to 512 in the other axis. All right, so now I've reached the bottom of the map, 512, 512. And then you do is, what you do is dig straight up, or try to find some entrance that's close by. And then try and stick around the area where you surfaced. And then if you try and keep close to that location, boom, you just found your way to the middle. And there you go. That's how you consistently get to the middle of the Crystal Hollows. You can also set a waypoint for one of the stairwells over here. That's a good strategy. I did that in BLC, but if you don't have BLC or any sort of waypoints, you can also just go to 512, 512, bottom of the map, and then there you go. There's actually a weird bug right now with the Juju Shortbow and the Terminator, where you might notice if you're shifting, it doesn't fire. For me, it does because I fixed the bug, but if you're having that problem where your bow doesn't fire when you're shifting, even if you have infinite quiver 10, turns out that it still consumes arrows from your quiver. So yeah, as you can see, 48 arrows, and if I were to click normally like this, there's no problem, right? But as soon as I start shifting, it starts consuming arrows. So keep in mind that you do consume arrows while shifting with the Terminator and the Juju Shortbow. So if it's not firing when you're shifting, that might be why. You probably ran out of arrows in your quiver. Really annoying bug. I don't know why that's a thing. Hopefully it's fixed soon, but yep, there's a tip for you. Because I thought my bow was broken. I thought some patch broke it, but it just so happened I ran out of arrows due to a different bug. Here's another cool one. It's kind of a money-making method right now, so ooh, clickbait. But anyway, if you go to the Precursor Ruins and then try to make your way down to a spot with lava that is still technically Precursor Ruins. Let's see if we can get that. Just for explanatory purposes, let's imagine that this is still technically Precursor Ruins. So what you can do is lava fish, and a money-making method right now is to get lava worms, I think they're called, and they drop like skin, like a worm skin or whatever. It's used to craft some high-level gear. I don't know. It makes a lot of money. At one point, it was 40 mil an hour. Definitely not the case anymore. And like I said, this spot would not work because it's not technically Precursor Ruins. So you have to look around. There are spots when you're just on the cusp of the lava biome and the Precursor Ruins. See, I can fish in a spot like this. My heat's actually going down too, which is pretty lucky. So if I fish in a spot like this, then you have a chance to catch lava worms. Oh, there you go, flaming worm, and there you go, worm membrane is what the item's called. Could make decent money. Might get oversaturated, not sure. It's a good money-making method at the moment, though. Oh, there's also another money-making method. If you end up getting one of the... if I were to look up egg... There's prehistoric eggs. They don't really... I mean, you can get them for 150k. They're really not that expensive. Anyways, these things will hatch into an armadillo. And these things are worth a bit more. Still not that crazy. If you were to get a legendary one, and you know, 3 mil. So, you know, it could be a money-making method right now to purchase up these eggs. And the way it works is that the more you walk, the more likely it is to hatch into a legendary pet. There is a way to AFK the process of getting steps for the egg to hatch using jump pads and whatever. Credit is to the guy on screen right now. His video shows it up pretty good. I'm just gonna have like a little highlight of it on the video right now. But anyway, yeah, so there's a way to do that. Oh, and speaking of armadillo, it's actually a great way to get crystal collection up. So if I were to equip this guy, you can plow right through crystals with this guy, even topaz, and it will get your crystal collection up. It will not do the commissions though, which is really annoying. But if you want to get your commissions up really fast, what you can actually do is switch to a high pristine set. And I think it works too if you have pristine enchantment on your pickaxe, and you get a chance, of course, for pristine to activate while you're sitting on the armadillo, and you could get actually a really good amount of not only mining XP but also gemstones from this. And most importantly, getting that gemstone commission up, or not commission, the collection. There you go. It doesn't seem to be activating pristine right now for some reason. Could have sworn pristine worked. Maybe pristine doesn't work, but it does get your collection up without a doubt. Maybe they patched it out. I definitely saw in a video. Oh, there we go. Yeah, pristine works. Yeah, so this could be a way to break a lot of crystals nearby if you don't have a Piconimbus, but just get a Piconimbus. It's an easy pickaxe to get. Oh, and another thing, if you're struggling to find a specific biome for a commission, or maybe you just want to find the shop or whatever, if you're struggling to find a specific biome in the Crystal Hollows, you can actually just continuously keep clicking this button, going back. See, I'm in Precursor Ruins. I leave, come back. Now I'm in the jungle. So you get the point. You can actually spam queue until you find the lobby that you want, which is actually really convenient. And see, I spawned right next to a freaking jungle temple, which is really convenient, actually, if that's what I wanted to find. But yeah, don't be afraid to just spam queue lobbies until you find what you want. And I guess the final suggestion would be to not really bother with the Crystal Hunter quests. If you look at my commissions, I got Jade Crystal Hunter, Sapphire Crystal Hunter. I would not bother doing those commissions. Just treat them like they don't exist and do the other two, like Yogg Slayer, Jade Commission Collector. The thing is, they recently made a change where if you were to, for example, do the Jade Crystal Hunter and Sapphire Crystal Hunter and then complete the commissions, if you redeem them, there's a chance that you'll have to do it again right away. Really freaking annoying. It used to only show up if you don't have that crystal already, but people abused it to get Heart of the Mountain XP really, really quickly. But anyways, I would just treat those two commission slots like they don't exist, because those commissions take way longer than just killing a handful of Yoggs or getting some gemstones of a certain type. And I wouldn't even bother doing the quest in general until you reach Heart of the Mountain 7, because you apparently get better gear is what I've been told. Well, maybe not 7, maybe 6. Yeah, at least 6. But there you go. That's it for 17 more tips for Hypixel SkyBlock. They're mostly related to the Crystal Hollows. Which makes sense because it's the newest update. A few Enderman Slayer ones, whatever. But if you enjoyed this video, again, make sure to leave a like. It helps out a lot more than you'd think, actually. Basically tells the algorithm I did a good job and to show it to more people. But anyway, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.